Hello and welcome to the Federal. Today is the seventh day of the Madhya Pradesh leg of Bharat Jodo Yatra. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi started his yatra from Sanwer, which is actually a town in Indore district, and Rahul Gandhi was joined by other Congress leaders, including former Chief Minister Digvijaya Singh. The yatra has finished over 2,000 kilometers so far, and I'm joined by my colleague, senior political journalist Puneet Nicholas Yadav, who is in Madhya Pradesh now, following the yatra. Let's take it over to him. Puneet, thank you for joining. And this yatra succeeded, has this actually succeeded in galvanizing the Congress party, changing the public perception of Rahul or Congress party as an alternative to Modi or BJP?
I would say, see, the party has maintained that this yatra isn't purely a political yatra. There is Politics is more of a secondary element of the yatra. What Rahul and the party have been saying is that this is a yatra to unite the country, to heal the divisions that have been created in the last 8 years of the BJP rule, uh, of communal strife, of economic disparity, and other related issues of unemployment, rising prices, etc. But then one cannot deny that, considering that the Congress has been going through a phase of very, very poor electoral performance, back to back two Lok Sabha defeats and assembly defeats in several states, there is a very clear political element of it. And that is to revive the organization, both, internally and in terms of the cadre and electorally. Madhya Pradesh, where the yatra is currently passing through, is bound for elections next year. In exactly a year from now, in November or December of next year. So there is an element of whether the yatra manages to galvanize people, galvanize the organization. I would say, looking at the kind of response it has been getting, it has now covered over 2,000 kilometers. The total yatra is for 3,570 kilometers. So it's well more than half the route that has been covered. The response has consistently been very good. Some in the Congress say it has been beyond expectations. The crowds haven't been thinning; they've been growing with every passing day. So yes, there is definitely a buzz that it has managed to create. It has managed to create an interest among people on what Rahul is trying to say. So that is one aspect of it. Now, the other aspect is perhaps the more important one, that the yatra ends in another 2 months. So, will there be enough of a follow-up action by the party to capitalize on the gains that they are making, or they seem to be making, through the course of the yatra? Will they be able to follow it up with proper organizational restructuring, revival? That remains to be seen. But at least at the moment, it has managed to galvanize people. It has managed to galvanize the organization. It has managed to create a buzz. And I do see, while traveling with the yatra, I see a willingness among the people at large, not party workers, but ordinary people, to listen to Rahul. I've come across many people through the yatra, over the last couple of days, who genuinely feel that Rahul is one man who listens to the grievances of the public, who they can come to and share their problems. I met a soybean farmer a short while ago who made it very clear that he's a BJP supporter. But at the same time, he said that he's come here only with the hope of being able to meet Rahul so that he can tell Rahul his problems as a soybean farmer in Madhya Pradesh. And when I asked him that if he's a BJP supporter, why does he want to meet Rahul? He said that because nobody has been hearing my problems. There are BJP leaders who come to our village, but they never listen to us. There are some other people from my neighboring village who met Rahul a couple of days back during the yatra, and they came back and told me that he's listening to us. And this is, in fact, one point that Rahul has been consistently making through the course of his yatra, that this is a yatra not for making people listen what he thinks, but for him to listen to what people feel, which is also a counter to Mr. Narendra Modi's Man Ki Baat, uh, you know, uh, the talk show that the radio talk that he gives every now and then. So yes, I mean, there is definitely a sense among the people that this is one leader who we can come and talk to. Whether it translates into any electoral gains for the Congress, it is still, I would still say, it's very early to say. And that is also perhaps one of the reasons why the Congress is downplaying the fact that there is a strong political element to the yatra.
Puneet, as you said, Madhya Pradesh is getting into election mode next year, and you are covering the yatra in Madhya Pradesh, which is the first Hindi heartland of the yatra, and it has been widely said that Hindi heartland is the real test of yatra. So, how has the yatra fared in MP so far?
Yeah, I mean that's correct to I mean a great extent, because uh, the states that the yatra has covered so far are, with the exception of Maharashtra, which one can call more of a gateway between the north and the south, uh, were all southern states where the BJP, which is the Congress's principal rival, uh, is not a major player. It's not a major player in Tamil Nadu. It's not a major player in Kerala. It's not a major player in Telangana or in Andhra Pradesh. It's only in Karnataka where the BJP is a force to reckon with, and in Maharashtra where it's not a single party dominance. It's a state with multiple parties, the BJP being one of them, although a very strong one. Uh, but once you enter Madhya Pradesh, the states that start from here, one, this is also the Hindi heartland. It's the states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, which are largely the Hindi-speaking states, where the BJP has been very strong. And this is also, in a sense, the Hindu heartland, because this is the area where the BJP's talk of the the the, the election politics of communal polarization on the Hindu-Muslim axis works much more than it does in the south. So, and this is where the Congress has consistently been failing to connect with the people, because they've not been able to repackage and sell their narrative of secularism, a clear, cohesive, uh, uh, demonstration of secularism from the Congress hasn't come uh, in recent years. It's also a state where they've not been able to crack what is called the social engineering formula, uh, as the BJP has managed to crack. So these are the states from Madhya Pradesh onwards north as the yatra moves, where the Congress has been finding it very difficult to revive itself electorally, revive itself in terms of public perception, in terms of the narrative it wants to set against the BJP's narrative. So these are the challenges for the Congress in this belt. Now, specifically with regard to Madhya Pradesh, it is actually a surprise. Uh, Whoever I've spoken to, the Bharat Yatris who've been walking along with Rahul from Kanyakumari onwards, other members of the party who've participated in and out, like off and on with the yatra. The funny part is that Mr. Digvijaya Singh is the national coordinator of the yatra. Madhya Pradesh happens to be his home state. This is also a state where you don't have any third party. It's a bipolar state with the Congress and the BJP pitted against each other. And it's a state where the Congress has had very powerful state leaders. You have Mr. Kamal Nath, you have Mr. Digvijay Singh, Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, of course, has now moved to the BJP. But you've got Arun Yadav, you've got Ajay Singh, and a whole lot of others. But whoever I've spoken to so far, they've said that the mismanagement of the yatra in terms of arrangements, in terms of your day-to-day events. Uh, it has Madhya Pradesh has been the worst managed part of the yatra so far, and now, of course, in public perception, this may not hold true because the yatra has definitely been getting huge crowds. 2 days back, Rahul had a corner meeting in Indore in a locality called Rajwada, and it was massive by all accounts. And Indore has been a BJP bastion for almost three and a half decades now. So it's not visible publicly as yet, but within the party there is a lot of bickering on whoever I've spoken to. They've said that Madhya Pradesh, somehow they've not been able to organize the yatra in a manner that one had expected, given the fact that you've got strong state leaders. You've got Mr. Digvijaya Singh, who's the national coordinator, whose home state Madhya Pradesh happens to be. So there are a lot of chinks. At least 3 times in the last 7 days, the daily schedule of the yatra has been changed. The rest days that they are supposed to have, the venue where the yatra is supposed to halt, they've been changed at the last minute. And whoever I've spoken to among the local leadership, their claim is that this is all happening because this is a state where you have a lot of factionalism, which is the Congress problem, a typical Congress problem. But the interesting thing is, the yatra went through Karnataka, where again you've had the party struggling with factionalism. It went through Kerala, where the party has been struggling with factionalism. But when the yatra was passing through these states, all these different factions, these feuding leaders were able to come together and present an image of unity. In Madhya Pradesh, that does not seem to be happening, at least in terms of the organization of the yatra. Also, if you look at the participation in the yatra, I've been speaking to people off record who say that the presence of local leaders, senior local leaders through the stretch of the yatra is very, very thin. If you throw back to the images of the yatra going through Karnataka, going through Kerala, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, you would see almost the entire A list of the Congress leadership of those states walking with Rahul throughout the yatra. In Madhya Pradesh, barring Mr. Digvijay Singh, there are, and so far, there's a local leader from Indore, Jeetu Patwari, who's also an MLA and an office bearer of the party. Barring Jeetu Patwari and Mr. Digvijay Singh, nobody else has been walking throughout with Rahul from the state leadership. Mr. Kamalnath joins for a few hours every day. Ajay Singh, who's been a leader of opposition, who's been, you know, an important leader from the Vindhya region of Madhya Pradesh, has hardly been seen in the yatra. Arun Yadav, who's been a former MP, former union minister, came for a very short duration when the yatra was crossing through his, political bastions of Khandwa and Khargone. In terms of the organization, it seems that the problems that the Congress has faced before the yatra are continuing even through the yatra.
Political mobilization aside, what is the response of the general public toward Bharat Jodo Yatra? Rahul has been meeting groups of people daily. So, what kinds of requests do people make of him?
I think in terms of the public response, it is actually, and I'm not, there's no risk of exaggeration here. It is actually very overwhelming. Uh, Through the few days that I've been walking, I've seen people from all walks of life, people of all ages, and men, women, uh, college-going students who've been coming in, and I repeatedly, I've been asking whether, they've been brought here, whether they're associated with the party in some way. But the general sense seems to be of people coming just to participate. Maybe it is, it's the craze of being part of something that's going through your district. but you talk to them and you get a sense that they're here actually to listen to Rahul. They're here because they also are impressed with the issues that he's raising, because they connect with him. I met a group of college students yesterday who had come from Devas, which is an adjoining district to Indore. Uh, and these students, uh, some of them, they said very clearly, they said, look, he's the only one who's talking about unemployment and the problems that unemployment is going to push this country into. Rising unemployment is going to push this country into. And we are right now doing our graduation. We are the ones who 2 years from now, 3 years from now, are going to join the workforce. And if there are no jobs, we are the ones who will be affected. And he's the only leader who's talking about the problems that unemployment will create. And that is why we've come. We've not been brought by anybody. We are not associated with the party. We're not even voters at the moment. But we've come here because he's talking about issues that connect with us directly. So there has been a very overwhelming response of the public. Uh, how much of this response the party is able to then convert for its electoral politics, as I had said earlier, uh, remains to be seen. But if the party can even tap into, say 20% of what of the aspirations and the expectations that people are coming here with and participating in the yatra with, I think for the party it will be a major boost, because there is a very genuine sense among the common people. And while the yatra continues and trudges along, um, it passes through a lot of villages. It's not just the cities. So it's passing through a lot of smaller villages on the, or the outskirts of bigger cities like Indore. Uh, and so you tend to meet a lot of people who are not your typical you know urban or upper middle class or financially well-to-do people. These are all people who form a majority of your electorate, who are not people who will be on social media creating a hype about X narrative or a Y narrative. They work quietly, but they get influenced with political narratives. And I think the Congress and Rahul with this yatra have managed to tap into this uh, this block of people. And there is a very genuine warmth that one sees among the people when they come to talk to Rahul. There are delegations of people from different walks of life who meet Rahul on a daily basis. Farmers, MSME workers, women, and uh, small, traders, etc., who meet Rahul on a daily basis. There are people who will come with memorandums, with appeals, with, or simply to get a selfie click with him. But when you talk to them after the yatra has passed their area, they genuinely feel a sense of satisfaction with the issues that Rahul has been raising, and the fact that they've been able to meet Rahul, which they say that we can't expect of other leaders, even of the Congress in Madhya Pradesh, that you just happen to go meet him, and they and he gave you time and he listened to whatever you had to say. So that way, I think it's the public response has been very positive.
Puneet, one side we are seeing people leaving Congress party, and the other side, as you said, the Bharat Jodo Yatra has been getting overwhelming response. So, are we seeing a different Rahul Gandhi evolving from this cross-country foot march in terms of his political maturity or the public image that has been created of him?
I would certainly say so. That yes, you there is there. This is the kind of Rahul that is easy for an ordinary citizen to perhaps relate to. He's definitely showing a lot more political maturity in his answers to the during press conferences. Yesterday he had a press conference, which was his seventh press conference in the in the last 2 months of the yatra, and the way he handled a lot of the questions showed that an image which was in complete contrast to the image that has been created of him over the last 18 years of his political career, of somebody who's prone to gaffes, who's prone to a foot and mouth moment, who is not sincere about his political vision, his political commitments. But the Rahul that you see during the yatra is somebody who's very different. He's someone who wants to understand issues. He's somebody who wants to connect with the people. He may still not be very comfortable meeting political leaders, even those within his party. He may lack the patience for it, but when he's with the people, he's able to establish a connect, and I think that makes a lot of difference for Rahul Gandhi, the politician, because so far the image has been that he's insincere, he's a part-time politician who loves his holidays abroad, etc. But this yatra, he has stayed the course. He's done a fairly credible job of uh, building a narrative that connects with the people, and the way he's been handling questions, even at press conference, that they also indicate a kind of growing maturity. Because the other day, in fact, somebody had asked him during the press conference that, where do you see Rahul Gandhi once the yatra ends? And his answer perhaps was a bit too philosophical, but if you actually try and understand it, it was a very sharp answer. He said that I have left Rahul Gandhi behind long ago, and Rahul Gandhi now exists only in your mind. So let's talk about India, and let's not talk about. So I mean, at a time when you're trapped in a politics of personality cults, of whether it's the cult of Narendra Modi or the cult of Arvind Kejriwal, or even Rahul Gandhi for that matter, or the Nehru Gandhi family, uh, I think he's trying to what he's trying to do is to make his campaign about issues and not about people. You hardly see him, when he's addressing rallies, when he's meeting people. Uh, you don't see the kind. I mean, he of course raises issues of a select few capitalists, select few businessmen being awarded all kinds of contracts by the Modi government and all of that. But you don't see any personal attacks being made at Modi. You don't even see any political attack being made at Modi directly in terms of how he is as a leader. The attacks are largely linked to policy making of the government. And of course, you can't deny the fact that Mr. Modi is prime minister. So that, of course, is something that Rahul can't escape. But he's trying to keep his politics very focused on the narrative that he thinks is going to turn things around for the party, which is of economic disparity, distress, rising prices, rising unemployment, social and communal strife. And he's sticking to that. He's not getting diverted into a slanging match with Modi on, his beard or his, shoes or his t-shirt, etc. So there is a certain degree of political maturity that has become evident. Let's see. I mean, another 2 months to go. How he carries on his politics after this yatra concludes will also be a marker of what he's learned through this yatra.
Thank you for your inputs, Puneet. The Yatra entered Madhya Pradesh on November 23 and will move to Rajasthan on December 4. For more ground reports on this, please stay connected with the Federal.